how did you transition and decide to pull the trigger and go full time? Because, you're a family man, you've got responsibilities. You're not a, 19-year-old kid living at home that can just do this and sort of grow it and hope it makes money. How did you make the transition just for, and do you have any advice or tips for other people out there that are thinking about possibly like starting, but not sure when to pull that trigger and to really commit to it? So how did that process work for you?
Yeah, it was a long road, and it was very calculated as I went. So I had started my channel right after our wedding. It was right after our wedding, before my son was born. I was like, I'm going to start this YouTube channel. I was actually going to start it based on mattress reviews because I was like, I wanted to buy a mattress. I couldn't find them. But then, Bonobos and everything else was also part of the launch of that. And so it took me about 3 years to get to like 5,000 subscribers because I didn't do anything to really push it. Like my family didn't even know about my channel for the first 2 years. I was just like doing it on the side. And then there came a point where I was like, all right, I feel some momentum and I feel like there's a business here, and like, let me explore that a little bit. And so it was
your first video was the Frank and Oak crate review, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
I had been buying Frank and Oak for years on that. And then, and I was like, all right, so I think there's a business here. Let me figure it out. And so then I dug into that more. And then there was a point at my last company where I was on this project, and it was so demoralizing. I think as entrepreneurs, I think you've talked about this, is like, we're just bad employees. It's like, you think you know better.
I'd never get hired. Nobody would ever hire me.
I think when you're an entrepreneur, it's like you feel like you know better than the boss. And if the boss doesn't listen to you, you're just going to leave. Like you're going to go do your own thing. And I felt that at my last company a lot. I was like, we should be doing things this way. It's like, if you're not going to change, why am I here? This is very frustrating. And there was a project that I was on where I was like, all right, if this is how things are going to keep going, I'm over this. But yeah, you're right. So at that point I had 2 children. And I was like, all right, I need to be able to make at least this much money to cover my expenses.
What was your number? What was your number, Jon?
My number was $3,500 a month. I was like, I have to hit that because I can cover my expenses, including healthcare. And then anything above that, let me keep rolling from there. And and then I hit that point and I was like, okay, maybe it should be higher. And, but when I hit that point, I was like, all right, I'm going to quit. I was in May of 2018. And I was like, I'm going to quit by my birthday in August. It's like, I'm going to line everything up, because in 2017, that's when I started taking it more seriously. I was like, all right, I need a business bank account. I need like tax information, business license. I trademarked the Kavalier. I was like, let me put all this stuff into place. It took a whole year. And then I hit that number and I was like, all right, time to.
How did you hit that number? Talk a little bit about how you're making money from in the early days, and really, because that's one of the things that a lot of people, when you tell them, oh, I'm a YouTuber and yes, it's my job and yes, I can make money. How did you monetize it? Because you weren't doing a ton of advertising, paid advertising at the time. So talk a little bit about that if you would.
If I was a little bit more organized, I would do a breakdown like Brock does. Like Brock has his whole income report and everything. Like I would be fine doing that. I just am not organized enough to put it all together. But everything from the beginning of my channel, I always wanted to do affiliates, because to me, affiliates were the best way to continue to have some sort of editorial independence and then also monetize. It's like, if I recommend products and people buy them, I get a commission. And if they like that product, they trust me more. And it's this feedback cycle of like, it's got to be about trust. And if, trust will end up continuing on through there. So it's always been this long play. And I think by that point, I may have done 1 or 2 sponsored videos, but my like line was, I'll do educational videos as a sponsorship. And then I'll continue to do my reviews independently. Because to me, there was never, the oxymoron in our world is like a sponsored review. It's way more prevalent on the women's side of things. But to me, it's like, you cannot have a sponsored review. You can have a discussion about it.
Don't tell Ashley Weston that.
I did a video where I said, this is a not sponsored review. I think I did a video where I copied her thumbnail. It was
it's like, wait a second, hold on, wait a second. It's not a review if you're getting paid to talk about something and that's the winner out of your analysis. Like, wait a second.
Exactly. Because I've seen it. My wife follows all the beauty influencers very closely. And I'd seen it on the women's side. And then it's like, this can't be right.